Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Transport Fever 2 Island Mode, where in the last episode we've got loads of boats set up, and they are making a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. Like, 0.379 million in profit per year. They're doing good, as well as more cargo routes, passenger bus routes, which might need more vehicles. They're all doing really well. In today's episode, we're going to take another turn, and we're going to start building on our first of probably not very many train lines. Now, the reason we won't be going with many in this series, although trains are the most efficient way of getting across land, there just isn't much land. It's a lot of big stretches of water, and I don't want to do any, at least not yet, any stupid like bridges or tunnels. So ships will be the main thing. But there are areas where trains will be viable. We've got an island here with 3 towns. There's a little kind of land connection here. It's not going to be very efficient for trains. It's going to be wiggly and kind of not a very direct route, but get across to Red Hill here and potentially even across here. That's just a random bridge for some reason. We could send it all the way down to Bradley Stoke, or we could get some bridges in. And what we'll also do is we're quite close to Whitby, so we'll find a way. And even we might be able to get a train line across here. Yeah, we'll find a way to get a Trans Whitby. I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, there's a bridge here. Could we get, like, if we could get a road across here, we could also just build a train station with a bus connection. Yeah, because we could probably do that. But yeah, there's going to be a bit of also quite possibly working out how modes of transport are going to connect. Because if you look at like some of our towns and islands, some of them are right by the coast, some of them aren't. So if we could like bring a bus to the coast to get the ships, or in this case have the train line go down to the ports. So we'll start off in Newcastle upon Tyne, and this place is not very big. And we're going to go for one of these end stations. Don't need that many platforms, surely. We could also get it so that it can drop off food here. What we want to do is you want to go near the water with this station, mainly because at some point we are almost certainly going to get a port here. Although Newcastle itself isn't very big, this will be our main port, particularly to go in this direction, whatever this direction is from this island, basically. Let's have a look at getting a cargo platform in. Now there is a bit of a thing where we could just like work out. Let's actually get a third passenger platform. Let's get a cargo platform in here. Also, because if we're gonna have a port here, we're gonna want decent ability for passenger and cargo to be transferred. So yeah, 3 passenger platforms, 2 cargo platforms. I would say look at getting a cargo building in somewhere to store cargo. Not sure where we're going to be able to fit it, but we could do something down the side. What I'm going to do is should I preemptively get a harbour in? It's annoying in this game how you can turn off the snapping to water, but that's only if you hold shift, and then you can't place something as you're holding shift, and then as soon as you stop holding shift oh no, I managed to get it to work actually. Maybe that's just what it wants to do anyway. So if I just put a harbour there, you can configure the station now. Just put a big cargo building there. You can then configure this to get a cargo building on here. You can get a cargo dock, landing. Which one? Yeah, outside of Navigate. Yeah, that's not quite far enough, is it? How much is this terraforming? Might cost a bit, but made it work. And then if we were to get a large passenger, there we go, there. So that is a good setup. We're not going to use the boats for now, but trust me, that port will get used in the future. It'll be the main one for this island. So at this point, well, we're probably going to bring food in here. We might also pick up grain at one of these places along the way. So for now, we are just going to do a pretty simple double track train line. So what we're going to do is we're going to work out some form of junction here. So if we can split the middle, if we do split this, cross over here, then that can, actually, yeah, no, that's not going to work, is it? Can that? No, that's not going to be able to, not going to be able to get that to work. However, we might be able to do something here, yes. So then we don't need that then. We can make the junction work. If we did this, and then that can go into there, and then that can go into there, and then do something like this to make it work, and then that'll work. Don't worry, we won't worry too much about speeds for now because they won't be getting that fast. We'll put a signal there, it's going to be a one-way signal, so the trains know exactly which track to go on. Yeah, there's no way, I'm pretty sure that they'll get confused using this junction. It's all fairly well set up, so we then have to yeet some fields, unfortunately, which will cost a bit of money. But we are going to head in a fairly straight line up to the next, towards the next town of Faversham. Might need to, if we keep the game running, we'll make some more money. And then what we can do as well is, because I'm probably going to try to deliver food here, we want the station here, we may as well, if we're doing that. Oops, I'm not using. Let's actually press the correct button to rotate. That might be helpful. This might be a bit of a tight turn, but actually it's not as bad as I thought it might be. If we get a bend here, I'm not sure how possible it will be to kind of get a full train length there. We can try, right? So could even kind of do like signals either side the level crossing, then at the junction. I may as well put in another set there, and then approaching Faversham. So, do we see ourselves picking up, dropping off cargo in Faversham? Well, in all fairness, we might later on get some deliveries into that harbour. Do we see a decent volume of bypass traffic? I'm honestly going to say yes. What we're going to do, therefore, so we're going to get a through station. I'm just going to start with just the one platform, and we are going to build the one platform, and we're going to have to delete quite a few buildings here, and we're going to build it up so. We're going to do a track, and then it's not going to be a conventional layout. We're essentially, I think we're only going to want actually one cargo platform, so essentially treat that as a bypass line, treat this one as well as a bypass line. We'll only actually use that side of the platform to stop trains, mainly because I don't think we'll have that many. I think it'll just be a drop off, or if we need to modify this in the future, we can. Right, passenger buildings, we get one of these, we can nicely mirror it or something, I don't know. We can bring down this road here to the front of the station, which could have been a narrow road, but oh well. So we'll connect the tracks up to what will be the bypass lines, which are those two. What I'm going to do is keep that track running for a while before it merges in. There we go. And what that enables us to do is basically, if we take this track off straight away, we can have a signal here. So if a cargo train has to wait outside, it doesn't have to hold up the main line. But I don't think we'll get that situation much. We're not going to bother with doing that for the passenger side. That'll do. And then should be a bit more ploughing through the town, won't it? Right, delete back a bit to get that bend. Yep. Can we get it to... Yeah, we can get it to maintain 75 there. Right. I'll connect up the cargo platform on this side, but it's likely to have a lot less use from this side because it's going away from the harbour, which will be the main place where we get goods from, because quite frankly we can't generate fuel, or I guess tools might get from here, I guess. It's possible we'll get a train link across there. Whatever. Doesn't actually matter particularly. But yeah, if we just get signal there. Whoops, that was not what I intended to do. There we go. And then like that, yeah, right. And then like that. Do we want another one here? Why not? There we go. And then we head up towards Bolton, but we're running out of money a bit now, so what we're going to do is put the game on play mode. So Bolton is going to be a bit of a junction. Because we're going to have a line. We're going to have something running up to the food plant, but quite frankly, that could turn off before Bolton. The reason I say that is because it then doesn't have to destroy a load of Bolton, and it's a bit more direct. And yeah, don't have to get the junction in there, because that's only for the food. We don't even need the food to go to Bolton. If we did, we could just do it by road vehicle. Gosh, this road layout here is weird. Pause. Let's pause it just so we can get this in to a station here. Probably if we get two platforms around, yeah, I would say if we got two platforms around here, we could make it connect. We will be able to make it connect by getting a little road in. Right, we can do a nice crossover here. We could already start the cargo trains going. We got a little road to tuck into the back of this. Can we get like that? Then station would connect to there. There we go. Right. If we get some signals in. Let's just get junction signals. And then yeah, down here as well. So quite frankly, so station at Bolton, I mean there'll be a track that probably comes down here. So this station might be a bit awkward. But the other thing is we can't actually afford it right now. And I'm not sure how much we're actually going to want cargo here. Particularly if we've kind of got a train line up there. So what if we just did a 4-platform passenger station somewhere like here. Yeah, wait for the money to come in. Yeah, we don't really want to delete anything. We had the money for a very, very brief period of time. Do you want something like that? Yeah, we probably do want something like that for the angle. Even if that road there is going to have to bend around a bit. There we go. Yeah, so this road here is not going to be able to connect straight through. In case we're in debt now, but if we just anticipate that this road is going to bend. In fact, we might be able to get the road to actually bend round to the front of the station once we've got some money. And then merge this in. Could also then get a similar passenger building on the other side, which connects to the road that the AI has conveniently built for us. Right, so that track connection would try to cut across there. But we can just do that and then get those tracks to merge into that alignment. Okay, so this would, the easiest way to do this will essentially just be, we'll wait for some more money, there we go, get that in. Not quite get that in right, and then hopefully we can get a crossover on each of these two branches, and then that's a straightforward way of connecting up the 4 platforms with a junction. It means nothing's getting stuck on it, anything else. Although that would require the junction to actually want to build and to actually have enough money to build that junction. But just wait for money. We are making plenty of money. So let's just wait for the money to come in. There we go. Should get a signal there. Signal there and there, right. That'll do. For now. So, I mean, the train stations don't connect to the whole town, but they do most of it. And we can start to get bus routes in, but for now, we want a depot somewhere. Let's get trains in. If we did it somewhere like this peninsula here, we could be clever and send a depot. The tracks out of the depot in both directions on the main line, so that we can get trains out and trains back in as well. The game does allow the functionality of sending trains back to the depot. I'm not sure I've ever done this in a series, but you may as well get it in. I haven't done the signals particularly well around there, but just do signals going out to the main line. Right, how much would it... Okay, so let's get our... Well, for now, will be 3 lines. One which will go from the grain farm here up to the food plant here. And I know there's kind of a feeling of like want to bring some cargo back given food is going very nearby, but that's different cargo carriages. That'll just make the stuff messy, and there is totally no need to do that. So that is going to be Bolton Grain 2. And then we'll get, get the food to run out of either platform there, down to Newcastle on either platform. There we go. Its default platform is the opposite to what this one's default is, but it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, no, they don't actually use the bypass lines. Come on. Do I have to make this track deliberately slower just for them to use it? Because I will. There we go. Yeah, use the bypass line. I've made this station track deliberately slower for you. Right, so that's Newcastle, if I can spell, food. And then we're also going to get, for now, will just be between the 3 towns here, a passenger run. It's going to complain at me because it can't turn around until I go up to there. For now, Bolton have the freedom to use any platform you want. And back to Faversham. There we go, and then once again Newcastle. Freedom to use any platform you wish. You can see how the junction's working. There'll be fewer kind of conflict points basically. They don't need to interact with each other unless they're literally crossing over each other. So yeah, that will be, let's just call it Newcastle to Bolton for now. I mean, yeah, that's just how we're kind of naming stuff. We could be a bit more elaborate. Right, how much would a train cost? We'd go for the Borsig, I reckon. So if we wanted a passenger train of decent, we don't have to get a lot of capacity. We're going over 1 million anyway. Cargo, I mean, we may as well get the food going first, given we have already got grain being delivered up to the food plant. But yeah, we are still looking in the millions, so it might be worth letting the game run for a while. We can look at all our other lines. So this isn't running out of grain. How much? So that's taking 200. We're actually going to take away from this line by getting the train set up. How's the boat doing? Always wondering, like, was 3 boats enough? Do we need 4 boats? But as you can see, there are currently 214 people on out of 280, which is more than 3 boats worth, and obviously that's not like 1 boat with 4 people. They're all fairly well spread out. Some of them are full, so yeah. This run here is always very busy. There we go. This here is the bricks run. There's food there. There's food coming back there. There's another boat full of bricks, or technically called construction material there. This line here, they absolutely cannot get enough. It's making a lot of money and they still. So the rate is 149. We currently send out a bit more than that, but I think first we'd want to look at maybe. I'm hoping at some point we'll be able to get better vehicles, but yeah, first we'll get another few vehicles on that. This road here, I really do not want to get any more vehicles on, even though that route is absolutely crying out for more vehicles. Penrith, bricks delivery. Let's get an extra vehicle on that. Darlington. Yeah, once again, I don't want any more vehicles on this road. It's already busy enough. Like, yeah, you can see all the vehicles. How are the other bus routes around the town doing? They seem to be okay. So yeah, we're actually making decent money, and soon we'll be able to buy a train. And like I said, we're going to go for the food run first, because we've already got grain being delivered to there. 42 capacity, we may as well just buy that, and then if we need to, we can add to it, but I don't particularly want to add much to it, because the train will then become less, like, the power of the engine will then become less able to carry everything. Although, advantages to doing a tropical island map, everything's pretty flat, so we shouldn't have any issues of, like, trains getting stuck up hills or whatever. But yeah, that should then start producing food. But for now, it's going up. That route's got a rate of 29, and at the moment it's producing 20 for it. That's just going up, so yeah. How much is on the platform? Not as much, but yeah. We could do with more trains or higher capacity actually with how, yeah, because that rate is 29. That's producing, yeah, almost 29, and that's just going up, so yeah. But for now, that'll do. So, let that start moving stuff, yeah. Next up, we will do the passenger train line. So, probably, I think starting at 48 capacity is reasonable. So that would require 1.727914 million. So, wait for a bit more money to come in, I'm sure it will come. How are our lines doing? Other than that food one we just got, all profitable, and the 2 that aren't making any money because we're not doing anything with them yet. But we're about to, that's about to get down to 1 because we'll get a passenger train imminently. And yet it's noticeable that the 3 places on this island all want fuel. So we might look at whether it's possible to ship fuel into Newcastle from somewhere. There's fuel plant here, but no crude oil. Guess there's an oil refinery there. I mean, that would be quite long to go on boats all the way around to there, but it's possible. And into there. I suppose we could. We've got oil refineries here. We've got crude oil around here. Bring it in. Could bring it in and then kind of do a kind of a back and forth of take oil over, take fuel back. They're still quite far. Anything closer? Over here, mate. Ooh, we've got that's yeah. I've just seen this and I'm like, let's first of all pause and get the passenger train. But I think we could do a bit of fuel around there, actually. Right, so notice around, where was it? This town of Staines here. I mean, it's not going to make us much money, but we could produce fuel by basically doing a loop. It's just going to be a small loop, and then we can drop back off in the town on the way back. So, if we literally got a pickup stop here, don't want that many platforms. Don't even need to make it that long. You just kind of hope for 2 maybe, but it doesn't even have to be like that. So that can go there. That can then go over to here. Once we've got the money. And then on this line, if we create it, we're going to be very specific about what cargo it's doing where, because in such a small radius it could get a bit unanticipated otherwise. So the fuel's around here, yeah, because we're going to want to drop off stuff. Like, it's weird, like, if you did a fuel plant here, you'd actually kind of want it to, like, just deliver to these places, like, it's within a radius, but yeah, like, without vehicle routes. So we got that there. We can get a truck stop there. There are loads of places we could get a truck stop that works, but yeah. If we got it here, that's a decent location for another 173,000, and then we're going to need to go back to, like, we went like here for a, yeah, see, the drop-off stop's not going to be the optimum location. There we go, right. Could have a look at, like, could we get a road through there? Yeah. Just to make that do a bit better on the coverage. It's not going to be perfect, yeah. If we got rid of that and got a stop here maybe, that would be better. So on the way back it's going to go down that way. There we go, right, so there. Now on each leg of the journey it is kind of going to get less cargo because it's a 2-to-1 there, and then not all the fuel is going to go back into Staines, but this is never actually going to be the most profitable route anyway. But it's mainly to get fuel produced. We can get Staines levelling up a bit. And then we can also get, it's going to be a bit of a long one, we can get boats over to Newcastle, we can get them to Sunderland. Now, this one's goods. I mean, I think we could produce goods near Newcastle with steel, which we can produce locally, and oh yeah, we could absolutely produce goods near Newcastle and send them over as well. So actually, yeah. So anyway, back to this. Staines West is the only one where I'm going to get them to get a full load, but I'm not going to get them to wait for too long, because that's going to be the fullest. We want them to be full here, they'll then only be half full going back to the fuel plant, because this is 2-to-1, and not very full going back here, but we may as well have something like this set up. And at this one we want you to load crude oil. This one we want you to unload crude oil and load oil. Then unload oil, load fuel, and finally unload fuel. It's the only things they want them to be doing, just so, because you could start getting some weird stuff happening otherwise. So, okay, so we have actually got some new vehicles which I haven't been noticing, but yeah, these can do everything we want. Yeah, so I know it sometimes seems like a lot, but yeah, actually we can't afford that many vehicles anyway. Let's just get it going. Could name the line as well. We're just going to go Staines fuel. We go the highest for the highest cargo up the production chain that it produces when naming it generally as a that it ships generally as a method, a convention, that's the word. 6 vehicles now. Yeah, so that's going to do that, and then somewhere here we'll get a harbour for cargo, and we'll ship out stuff. Yeah, so if we do that, and we can bring back goods as well. And once we start producing those, and we can probably move passengers from here at some point as well. But for now, I just want to send fuel over to this island here. Right, meanwhile, we've got our trains here. How's that doing? Not as busy, but 27 to go back. Yeah, it's going to be a bit busier now. Yeah, this is full of food. So yeah, There we want finances. Yeah, it's not going to be as good, but then it's going to drop off the first time. It should have a clear, uninterrupted path down to Newcastle. So, if we just go all the way over to here, it is a long way. But yeah, do a nice cargo harbour here once we can afford it. Can we get a large? Do we need large? Let's just keep it small for now. And wait for the money, which is going to take a while because we kind of... this game always goes in cycles of slowly building up money as you make, and then the expenses all come out at once. The vehicle maintenance and the infrastructure maintenance and whatever. We've also in the top right corner there got our food train, which should be dropping off soon. I think it's heading, yeah, it's heading into Newcastle. Don't know exactly. I think it's past Faversham on the line, so yeah, that's the branch going off to the grain plant, and then also pays expenses. Yeah, the thing about having the rail infrastructure set up is that it's more expenses to have. Yeah, we're finally something's making us money. We're out of negative. That's now the food train's about to drop off as well, just as more expenses go out. That made quite a lot of money, didn't it? Right, so my hope is that once that road gets built, this will be connected, which it is, right. So, first of all, let's have a look at that cargo train. Yeah, it's now profitable. So, we are going to get shipping route from here to here. It's fairly long, but it's fairly direct, and direct ship routes are good because direct ones will make us more profit. So that's going to be called Newcastle Fuel. Now, where's the fuel wanted in Newcastle? Not particularly near the harbour. In fact, yeah, it covers none of it. But we can also, once we've got a ship, where have we got a ship? Yeah, see, our nearest shipyard is going to be somewhere around here, isn't it? Yeah, here. We should get a nearer one. Let's get one somewhere in this area. Just realised the boats are going, yeah, they're going through this very narrow bit there, aren't they? Right, so, one thing about getting a ship there is we're not actually able to get fuel to anywhere that needs fuel right now. So, yeah, let's just go for a platform there, and then let's go up to here. There we go. Gonna get a depot there. Gonna get just a couple of vehicles, mainly just so that, let's call that Newcastle Fuel Delivery. Just so then the boat will know that it's able to bring some cargo. So, what have we got? That can go. I mean, that is more expensive. I don't see a benefit in getting good fuel only one, mainly because I see us sending other stuff back the other way. So let's go for an all-rounder ship. And that will start doing fuel. So then, Faversham, how's this coverage and how does that compare to the map of where fuel is wanted? That can take fuel easily. What about Bolton at the moment? We're not gonna. Well, it's quite near the station. We could quite easily do something with that if we converted a platform into cargo usage. But for now, I think we're going to do Faversham first. So we're also going to get a nice train line from here. Platform 2 by default, that's fine, and up to Faversham. So that's going to be Faversham Fuel. Right. I can already see this. We're getting totally overloaded with fuel. I say that, they haven't actually started producing around here. Oh, hang on. What's wrong in this supply chain? If I messed up something with the vehicles, you can. They're not shipping anything. Have I messed up something with telling the line what to do? So load crude oil, unload. Oh yeah. Oops. That's then. Load fuel, unload oil. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, right. Made a bit of a mistake there, but it's fine. So meanwhile, that allows us to build up a bit of money while we wait for stuff to happen. How's the train? Seems to be doing well. I think soon we're going to want a capacity increase. We can also do is we can now have a look at getting a train to do the grain. A grain train. A train grain. Probably 48 capacity seems like a reasonable amount. You can look if you see this, yeah. We've got, yeah, our slopes are all flat, so it will take 620 meters to get up to top speed, but that's fine. Or what does it say? 78. Ah, that's fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. But yeah, well, if everything, these vehicles are just going to be doing nothing for now. But they're there so we can get fuel on that ship. But that ship's not going to get fuel until we actually start producing. Right. Bolton Grain 2. This is then probably going to start taking away some grain from this place. As it goes, hang on, there are two places. So as this goes up, this is going to go down. At least until we get shipment up enough to upgrade it. Which is fine, because then we can take some vehicles off this line. For now, it's not making much of a difference, but yeah, they are being told. I'm going to get them to wait quite a long time. And the reason for that is it will be very obvious if there's not enough for them to pick up, because there'll be a massive queue outside, and then we'll know how many vehicles to sell. That's the food train. In terms of the finances, yeah, it makes money when it delivers. We've got a new boat now. Is there enough demand to get another train? Probably. How much is it? It's doing 54 and the rate on that line is 33. Maybe there's also a thing of, could we get another carriage on there or something? Don't want to go too much, but we could just go up to 60 capacity. Hopefully that'll be better and make us more money. So, where's the ship? The ship is slowly making its way over here. This line here is probably crying out for more vehicles. Now we've actually got it doing the correct thing. Let's get some more vehicles on it. So yeah, they are now producing here. We are producing fuel here. That's now, I think, probably more going into the town, but once we get this line here, so if we look at consumers, at the moment only Staines, but hopefully, so it's all connected. That boat can do. The boat can do fuel, can't it? Okay, a little bit silly there. Just realised that that boat can't do fuel. Right, but okay, then it will have to be this boat here. Let's use a boat that can take fuel and try again. So then that can, yes, there we go. So yeah, that is gonna have some fuel to pick up. We've already got another boat on there. And we can start looking at getting a train up to Faversham to... Now, the one annoying thing about it is that the boat's probably going to be less frequent than the train, at least to start with, so that Faversham fuel train might not be the most profitable. We've got a new locomotive. What happened to the notifications telling us when we've got a new train? I have no idea. I'm not actually going to go for a particularly high spec, high capacity train here. I just want to get it in so we can basically ship more cargo to and yeah, get the place to essentially start basically get this fuel plant to know it can produce fuel for Faversham, and then it will start producing and sending over more fuel, and then ages later we can actually, it'll take ages to actually get a backlog there, at which point, yeah, we know we need a bigger train, but we don't need a bigger train from the get-go, because for the first while it's going to be delivering nothing. So yeah, it's going to be about 1.5 million for the train. We've got over 1 million now. So yeah, yeah, money's fluctuating, but you can see our earnings are good. So yeah, this line's going to need more vehicles, but maybe once we've got this train, we'll have a look at getting more vehicles. So yeah, over 1.2 million now. Play a game of when is it gonna, before the expenses go out. Yeah, now. So yeah, go under 1 million again, but then we make a load more money. So you can see our earnings. These are our kind of per, like the profit for a period of time, and yeah, they are in the blue. So we are profitable, but yeah, so we need essentially at some point a big delivery to come in, or a couple of big deliveries on one of our lines, and we'll make a lot of money in a short space of time. And then for the rest of the time it's kind of up and down. But yeah, so yeah, more expenses going out. You can see our earnings aren't actually that good, but hopefully at some point we're going to be able to buy this train. Just getting ready to, oh, I was about to have it, and then all the expenses went out again. So come on, when are we going to have some money? So train there, train 1, that'll be our first train, that'll be our food train. Yeah, we got up to 1.4 million and then lost a load of money again. Come on, that'll be our grain train. Yeah, train 3. Close, come on, come on, come on. This is getting a bit tedious now. But we're about to drop off some food. Actually, this might be it. Yeah, there we go. Get it. So yeah, like I said, Faversham fuel. This is purely there to make sure that the fuel plant knows it can send more fuel over, and then we'll upgrade it, get more trains, get a bigger train later. Right, for now, let's see how many vehicles we can pump out onto this line. Because, hang on, the rate is 161, and this is currently trying to ship out 400. We only actually need 200 to come out to then get to 100 fuel later in the supply chain, but I see you've got Faversham going on to consumers now, but yeah. Let's just get some more vehicles. There's plenty of cargo for them. Yeah, rate's now 203, which will be enough to max out our fuel production, but we still want more. There we go, 30 vehicles. Let's leave it at 30 for now, I think. We can have a look at what our other lines are doing. So, back to the lines we've done today. This is now a profitable train line, Newcastle to Bolton. Nowhere looks too busy, so we'll stick with just one train for now. The food line is getting way more food. 64 now compared to the rate of 46. This line here is starting to struggle, I think, because this is now only producing 169, because at a rate of 195. So there's a new vehicle alert. Right, this is slowly getting more, but this is still only doing 32. So we'll have to wait for that. But, you know, this line could do with, I think, get rid of 5 vehicles for now. So yeah, other lines. The ship is making a fair amount of money. Doesn't look too busy. This route here, is it time to get an extra boat or two? Maybe it is. It now has a rate of 200, which It's great because that's about what we're producing now. This route rate is 216. That's trying to send over 300. So let's get another 5 vehicles. There we go. Got loads of boats going across. Yeah, this road here. Right, let's finally actually look into Penrith Food. Given we've got newer vehicles, let's get to the newer vehicles. So 6 up to 8 capacity. It's going to cost 3 million to replace all the vehicles. Now we probably actually want to sell some vehicles, particularly as we've got a bit of a traffic jam now. So if we tried to get, if we had 60 vehicles of 8 capacity, that would be 480 compared to 450 capacity with 75 of 6. However, that's still not actually, we're going to have to wait to replace them all, but we could start, I would say we could start replacing them like 10 at a time. Now that's not actually going to be a very easy thing to carry out properly. So yeah, we can just get the flatbed one. Yeah, 2.9 million it's down to now. But it's constantly growing as the value of our current vehicles decreases, basically. But yeah, traffic jams down this road. Also, I think these are, well, they're 1 mile an hour faster, a big deal. Could also get the newer vehicles on the passenger line as well, couldn't we? But for that we might want some more money, so yeah. Let's hope we're making good money. So, now we're doing the food route. That always seems to like have to wait till delivery to make money. Faversham fuel isn't going to. Newcastle fuel isn't going to make money yet. Whitby food. What's happening to this? Essentially, this can't produce enough to actually keep that line going very well. So, this vehicle here, this ship here, we're gonna sell it, get some money back. This Penrith Bricks line should be making loads of money now. Got 8 boats on it. Another one pulling up. Yeah, another one leaving. There's another one. Yeah, should have like constant delivery on that line. We're now close to 2 million already. So yeah, Darlington Bricks we could do with upgrading these as well. But yeah, Penrith Food, that's the main one. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be just under 3 million to replace these. But yeah, a bit more powerful, a little bit faster, and higher capacity means that we will be moving more, and hopefully moving more with fewer traffic jams as well. So yeah, it needs to be one of these two, but it doesn't really matter. Is there in fact any difference? No, I don't think there is. Oh, whatever. So like a difference in... Wait, no. No, there's literally no difference. But yeah, need a bit more money. We did just briefly get to 2.3 million there before it then all went away again. But yeah. As soon as I kind of pressed WASD to try and move around the map, or W and S. Well, no it doesn't. So yeah, it throws it off, but yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, it's just getting annoying. But hopefully there are loads of boats delivering bricks to make us some money. Which there is one there. How much do these make on the charts? Finance charts, oh yeah. That's one boat, so that's probably like 1 year it does 3 deliveries, and then the next year it does 2, but that's not too bad, yeah. Okay, ooh, we're at 2.6 million now. It's then probably going to take us 3 decades to get to 2.9 million, but... Or is it going to? We're so close, and then the expenses went out, but... That ship there is about to drop off, we're so close. And now... Opportunity to get money. Oh no, we've just had the expenses and now we can replace them all. Right. Darlington Bricks will also do the same. Might even get another 2 and then replace them all. Not sure why I cloned them only to then replace them immediately, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, Penrith Bricks delivery, that's doing fine. I'm not going to bother upgrading them. Penrith to Darlington bus. This always seems busy. Let's go to the steam vehicles. Engine type horse. Yes, horses are definitely engines. But yeah, this is higher capacity, these vehicles. The demand for that route seems to be slowly dying down, maybe. I see fewer people waiting at stops. It's possible that once we get the new vehicles, we want to reevaluate how many vehicles we have on the line, but at the moment, what we're actually needing is money. But, I mean, that seems to always be happening in this game. More money, need more money, need more money. We're in debt now. We've still got a problem of too many vehicles on this road. Yeah, this junction here where the buses that keep going, they call them the buses, the passenger vehicles keep going straight on, the cargo vehicles turn. We've got other vehicles using this road as well. Yeah, it's a packed road. And that's where I say actually maybe we could add 20 vehicles on this line, I reckon. So yeah, if we just, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sell, pause. Well, we've got some money. Replace the rest. Yeah. Hopefully. Now the vehicles are going to be a bit more efficient on this road. We might have more food. But yeah, for now. Where's a food boat? Because we've actually now got quite a lot suddenly. Yeah, 70 compared to 80 waiting here. I could. Pause, this is going to mess stuff up. Vehicle in the way. Come on, I want to get a large dock in. But for now, we're just going to have to wait. Yeah, what I really want here is a large dock so we can accept larger boats, but it says vehicle in the way. Oh yeah, there are probably at this rate always going to be vehicles in the way. Unless I set up a new... If I set up a new... Our dock's outside navigable. This is annoying. If we did like a landing there, we could get that there. I think what would actually be helpful if we managed to line Penrith Central, go onto the other dock, lower Whitby. We could get a large dock here probably, with a large landing, and then Whitby food. I think for now you've got enough demand to get up to the 100 capacity, which is a large ship. In fact, pause. And turn around and go pick up the other food you left behind. Right, for now, Penrith bricks. For now, I'm literally going to switch this on to number 2, just so I can then, at this stop here, delete that. For now, this isn't actually connected. Hang on. Could get this and then get another cargo one there. Wait for 500,000. We got rid of that. Could get more landings here. There we go. Large landings as well. Hopefully that all connects, because technically I've kind of slightly weirdly done it. So that they don't actually kind of like, you can't, there isn't like, I mean, technically just about touch, but yeah. Okay, both of these, you can do more than one platform. Although we'll do this one, default number 3. With the option of others as well. So yeah. Yeah, Whitby Food is still getting food. Therefore, I think this setup, as bizarre as it looks, does work. Can't actually get... Yeah. Maybe we could get, like, to make it look better. And once this delivers, we can get like that. There we go. So it actually looks like it connects now. There we go. That'll do. Right, and then up at this one, because we're just sending over so many bricks. I can figure we've always got to have a vehicle in the way, aren't we? I mean, yeah, we've not got enough money to give this one a large dock yet anyway. So, wait for a bit more money and then hopefully by the time this one departs, we've got enough money and we're actually going to be able to get away with deleting it, right? Both of these are in navigable waters, so there we go, you've got 2 docks to load up. Right, these boats here, I'd say they're always so busy. They're now not, but yeah, we can upgrade them to large boats, although that'll cost quite a bit of money. But maybe that's something to look at some point. We've got that option, given we're not going to stop sending loads over to wherever we're looking. Penrith, Darlington. If we could deliver more, then that would be good, but that requires this road being a bit better. But yeah, we're actually shifting more grain now, and this is about to level up. So yeah, that's good. That can produce more food. This will be able to move more stuff. We'll be making more money and serving more towns. As for towns, how are we doing on size? Penrith Staines is a fairly big one. This is probably steadily growing it with the fuel. Just sent a boat away full, and where's the other one? We've got 2 on that line. It's going into there with 70 as well. Let's get a 3rd boat on that line, because we clearly could do with it. There we go, there's the Newcastle food run. This is probably growing quite a bit. The target population at the moment is, yeah, that's weird. Faversham will get fuel at some point. Bolton is not getting any cargo at the moment, but yeah, they're all kind of fairly small places on this island. Newcastle food 180. Is it time to get another train on that line? We're not actually too far off having enough money, I don't think. Or we could replace it with the bigger locomotive. Just pause it, get whatever. We can afford it now, actually. There we go. Newcastle food. How's the grain run doing? 75. Is it time to give this a little bit more? I think 60 is the maximum I want to go to with the Borsig locomotive. But yeah. Yeah, that's producing a lot less now. Okay, so that is still... Okay, so that's leveled up, so this will now want to produce more, but instead of getting more vehicles, we could just upgrade them. Well, and still get some more, but maybe that'll be the between episodes task for me, because it's probably been a fairly long one, but I'm never able to keep track of these things accurately. But yeah, we've got train lines, it's all going very well. We've got a new shipping line here to move the fuel, and that's doing great now. This route could really do with more vehicles, but yeah, there's going to be, I think my job between episodes will be to rebalance a lot of the vehicle numbers and whatever, make sure we're doing everything correctly. But yeah, is this actually full? Oh, this is not full. That's bad to not have a full boat, but yeah, at the moment everything, well, almost everything's making profit, and yeah, we're doing good, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.